Hey, RK Hose. I'm reviewing the new Kong film, Kong Skull Island. And no, it is not a sequel to the giant marathon of a film Peter Jackson did a few years ago, 2005, I think. No, this is completely disconnected to that. And actually, if anything, it's a sequel to the Godzilla 2014 film. Or a prequel, actually, now that I think about it, since it takes place in 1973. And the last day of Vietnam, and school's out forever. This film stars, man, this is a pretty good cast. We got Loki, we got Captain Marvel, we got Nick Fury, we got John C. Reilly. This film, I'm not the biggest King Kong fan in the world. I'm more of a Godzilla guy, but I love a good kaiju film just as much as the next person. And this film delivers from credits to credits, and even after the credits. What does that mean? And I'm going to do mostly non-spoilers here. I'm going to do my best here. I'll title it spoilers if I spoil stuff. But John C. Reilly's character crash lands on the island in World War II along with a Japanese pilot. And they quickly realize, hey, you know what? There are bigger things in the world than our stupid fight. Cut to 1973, where John Goodman and his assistant are the leaders of Monarch, and they are trying to prove and work on this whole giant monster thing that people think is a crackpot theory, or at least it's super secret and they're not allowed in on it. John Goodman's character is trying to prove, okay, these monsters exist and they might be coming up and we need to know what we're doing against these things. So he gets this one last mission approved to investigate this Skull Island, which is really nicely designed. It's not too obvious a skull, like Castle Grayskull or something like that. I mean, if you look at it, you go, oh, okay, I can make out a skull in that. Alright, so they get Sam Jackson's troops. They get Tom Hiddleston as a explorer, tracker, and they also get Brie Larson's photographer character, who is definitely a part of the anti-war movement, and worked very hard during the last few years in Vietnam to cover what was going on. She's been brought in to kind of record the whole mission, actually. And, alright, Samuel Jackson's character is interesting. He plays Colonel Packard, and Colonel Packard is feeling horrifyingly defeated, and he's wondering, like, what did he fight for? And, this is, pretty common of a feeling for a lot of people who were going through that war. Because a lot of people felt like, I sacrificed so much, I saw my friends, I put through hell, and for what? And that's kind of what he's feeling. He's lost men. He's had terrible things that he's witnessed himself and, put his men through. And, yeah, he's just feeling really defeated. So this one last mission seems, hey, we'll do something. And we also see a number of his men who you got to feel terrible for. Because, all right, last day of Vietnam, I can't stress that enough. They are shipped to what should be an easy thing. They're going to explore this island, and they're not being told of everything. Oh, hey, I wonder if that sounds familiar to them. And of course, their mission goes awry quickly. They start like leveling these little bombs here and there strategically, and they're being told they're measuring seismic activity, but what they're doing is trying to draw up monsters. And hey, one comes up. It's Kong. And he kicks the shit out of all these helicopters. Forget that biplane jazz and the three original films. These helicopters have no chance with him. He tears through them. This is not so much the RKO Kong. This is the Toho Kong, which is much tougher, smarter, and just a better fighter. And he stands up straight, and he's brutal. He has no mercy. And of course, Jackson, this was the last thing he needed, so he instantly becomes kind of Captain Ahab in this scene, where nothing is going to stop him from killing this thing. out of revenge, out of just feeling like he needs to beat an enemy, and this is going to happen. He doesn't give a shit what occurs. Matter of fact, he spends a lot of the time taking his team. They're split up in 2 teams, and he spends a lot of this time trying to find this pilot who crashed during the whole initial mess, and once they realize they don't have to go and get him, he's like, okay, we're still going, fuck it. And yeah, he's kind of gone, and this is essentially King Kong versus Samuel Jackson, and I'm in on that, because that's one of my favorite actors of all time. The performances are really good. Tom Hiddleston's character actually doesn't have too much more than you'd get for an average John Agar character as far as like backstory and character. What really makes him more charismatic is the actor himself. Hiddleston, he really brings quite a bit to the table. So when he's hacking through monster birds with a katana, yeah, okay, I'm there. And it does say a lot to the fact that they get a lot of good actors, because what we're given is, kind of the basic, character motivations, outside of just simple, just survival. But we're told a little bit of most of the characters' backstories and what they're doing and what they're hoping to accomplish. But not too much more, because the film understands that it's not what we came here. This isn't like a 5-hour Peter Jackson film. I want to see monsters fight, damn it. I want to see humans fight monsters. I want to see, like, Vietnam soldiers fighting monsters. The end. John C. Reilly's character is wonderful. John C. Reilly does not fail ever. I love his character. He is very believable in that kind of like stranded. You've kind of seen this kind of character before, where you kind of see this stranded character who's like on a little Lulu, and he sells it, and it's so believable. We also see natives in the film, too, behind a wall. And the relationship between them and him is, I think, really touching, actually, especially when he decides to leave. They're not chatty people, but you really don't need it. It's a really wonderful moment, and probably one of the better human moments of the film. I don't really want to talk too much about some of the things. I want to kind of leave you surprised once you watch the film. But let me just tell you, I just enjoyed this. This was like, they always say shit like, roller coaster ride and, fun every minute. This film really doesn't let up, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I think it is better than the 2014 Godzilla film, which I really enjoyed. I really do like that. But the designs have to be different. Edwards, when he made the 2014 Godzilla, he wanted you to wait for it. He wanted to tease you, and he wanted to get you more excited and frustrated with him. And, then finally he delivers. Well, we don't need to do that with this film. We've already seen monsters, so we don't have to do that crap. So this one, very wisely, is monsters at the beginning, monsters in the middle, monsters at the end. I thoroughly loved it. And also, not to mention Kong. Kong is Kong in this. He doesn't seem out of character with the various other Kongs we've seen before. He is more intelligent. He's a really insightful fighter and kind of improvises as he fights, which is fantastic, which tells me this is more of a Toho kind of Kong. The Brie Larson character, she does kind of technically fill in to, the classic blonde Fay Wray role or something like that. But this is what I really like about it. It's not written that way. She is not this helpless character that Kong wants to fuck, which is always weird to me. Look, hey, makers of old movies, I get it. You have problems with sex. You have issues about women. I get it, and you're venting it through monster movies. Okay, I understand. We don't have to do that anymore, and I love the fact that she does kind of fulfill some of those things, but she's a much different character, and she's a much different situation. She saves herself. She makes that human connection with Kong without it being like, ooh, I don't know if they'll hook up. I mean, they can't hook up. She herself proves to Kong that, not all the humans are, incredibly horrible. So, I really do enjoy that part of it, and she doesn't constantly need rescuing. I can't even remember a moment where she is rescued by any of the male characters now that I think about it. I really enjoyed this film. I know I probably should be like a snooty critic and give it, not give it 5 Ram chips, you know, so I can talk more and more about, oh, plot and character development. Oh, I didn't know everything about that one scientist guy. Like, whatever. This movie delivers on what it's supposed to deliver, and it's fantastic. 5 Ram chips. If you love monster movies, if you love kaiju movies, go see it. It's great. I loved it. I think that's it for now, so push the button, Lindsay.